I've read about a lot of super geniuses in my life. DC has Lex Luthor, Bruce Wayne, Mr. Terrific. Marvel has Tony Stark, Reed Richards, Doctor Doom. Mark Millar introduces us to another. His name is Edison Crane, and he is cool as hell. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we are continuing with Prodigy. Our story picks up in a car, in a parking lot. A general talking to his co-worker, expressing that he has suspicion of an impending invasion, and the fact that most of government officials know about it and actively support it. His co-worker couldn't believe it. She's like, bruh, that isn't real. But she's instantly woken up to reality when he gets a bullet in his skull. Moving quickly, she gets down, trying to avoid her own death. Stepping onto the pedal, she drove off because nobody wants to die for no reason. And here we are in the present. Sarah, the CIA agent, is reporting all of this to the smartest man in her world, Edison Crane, and he looks very unbothered. She makes it clear that they need to find a scroll, and that scroll will probably be in the Kremlin. Revealed to her by the general, he told her that scroll will have everything they need. And Edison simply said, okay, let's move. She was curious. Don't you need an ID? How are you sure I'm not lying? And he said, I know you're not lying because I could tell. Ever since we met, I've been watching your mannerisms. I know much about you than you think I do. He then proceeds to break down her life. You lost your father when you were very young. You have a history in history. You're an expert marksman and you could kick ass. She was shocked, but it was really too early for her to be shocked. Calling his assistant, he let her know to call Putin's office and let them know they'll be coming in by midnight. I mean, this guy can easily call up Putin. Really? Anyways, we switch location to Belgium. A hunt is about to take place. Children waking up in a room, changed to the bed. Confused because as soon as they turned to their right, they saw an image that could easily destroy the minds of the weak. They saw Baphomet, the demon. Next to him, an image of two Earths. But he wasn't the only child. They were a lot, and none of them knew why they were here. But they were about to find out, because at that second, some guards walked in, released them from their chains, and led them through a hallway. A hallway that on the walls were faces of young kids. This was diabolical. This was evil. Getting to the courtyard, they were introduced to a group of men. These men looked at them and they knew, yeah, we're probably not surviving this night. These men were going to hunt these kids down, and I expect you know how. Making it clear there's a chance for them to survive. Just get to the road and you're good. Giving them a little bit of hope adds more to the fun. And we see it wasn't just grown men. There was a kid among them. This demented child was really into this sick game of hunting children down. You know he was raised in an evil home. The kids took off running, but they wouldn't go far. Most of them have never done something like this, so they were breaking down. One of the kids tried to help them up, but the little boy started taking shots, and he started hitting his mark. His demented father was so proud, he took a shot of his own, hitting his target. He was happy. Today was a good day. Interrupting his game was Mr. Dashwood Sr. He was concerned. Why are you here having fun? We have a crisis. But his son reveals that he ain't worried. Crisis is never his problem. He is never one to miss out on the fun. Stepping back into the forest to hunt some more. He is the face of evil. Now we know a little bit about our enemy. Let's go back to our hero, because Edison was getting the warmest welcome you can ever expect from Russians. The general himself came out to greet him, telling him thank you for helping them with their reactor problem. But he wasn't expecting what came out of Edison's mouth next. Edison apologized and told him, I promise you will never remember this conversation, but I have to go into your catacombs. Please hold still. And he started charging up his chi. You see, he had learned a technique, and he was about to practice on the general himself. With one tap to the forehead, the general went flying. Even Rachel was like, what the fuck? Edison, we are surrounded. But he didn't care, because they didn't care. They simply picked up their general and took him to a safe place. She was curious how. He just smiled and said, 500 million in bribes. That is how. 500 million. He has money on. That being said, it was time to look for the scroll. And she found the archives, but they were waiting for them already, giving him the sledgehammer to take down the wall by himself. I mean, this was their country's treasure, and he just slammed that wall down. That is how much they respected him, or respected his money. Now inside the catacombs, they went to work, but sadly, even after checking everywhere, they couldn't find the scroll. This scroll was supposed to be here, and if it was lost for good, because it was literally thousands of years ago. So Edison did what Edison does best. He had a conversation with himself, calling on parts of his brain that were currently working on other tasks to decide the fate of this task. And all of them thought it was best to just retrace the steps. It was thousands of years ago, but this secret was a big secret. Oftentimes, other people would know about it. So he was going to take a step through history and find a way to help Earth defend itself against a parallel Earth more advanced than we could possibly imagine. Rachel was confused. You were just as lost as me, but now you're moving? He said, of course. Get your boots, get your goggles, because me and you are going on a little trip, climbing the Himalayan mountains. Exciting. Crane was having the time of his life, but on the parallel Earth, people were dying. Thankfully, they weren't innocent. They were looking to get to our Earth and cause chaos and rule. Remember that piece of shit that was hunting kids? Yeah, he and his father were in charge of this whole project. Their mission was to come to the second Earth, the one with Edison Crane, and take over. But his father was disappointed at the continuous failures they had experienced. His son, however, didn't care. Matter of fact, he was enjoying this, telling his father to relax. Everything is going to work out. But it's probably not going to work out with you in charge. Putting off his cigarette on the head of one of his servants, he made it clear, you have one more failure, father. And after that, the Grand Dragon position falls to your eldest son, which is me. With a smirk, he walked over to his car because he couldn't wait to take over. A psychopath births a psychopath, and he, in all definitions of the word, is and continues to be a psychopath. Boy, I cannot wait to see him with a bullet in his goddamn brain. But before that, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.